dear students, today I'm going to discuss what is the environmental analysis, process of environmental analysis, uses and limitations of environmental analysis. First point, that is the business manager should be able to analyze the environment to grasp the opportunities or the face the threats or the challenges, you can say. Organizations needs to build strength and repair their weaknesses available in the business environment. Therefore, process consists not only a single step but the process of the various steps. Environmental analysis comprises of mainly four types of steps, that is the scanning, monitoring, analyzing, forecasting of the business situations, and final could be the assessment of the business situations. Environmental analysis is not a static but it's a dynamic process and may differ depending on the situation. However, a general process with a few common steps can be identified as a process of environmental analysis, which are as follows. So first point would be the scanning, second is monitoring, third is the forecasting, fourth is the assessment. So we are going to discuss one by one. First step, that is the scanning environment, or you can say the scannings. Scanning being the first step of the process of the environmental analysis, scanning involves general surveillance of the all environmental factors and their interactions in order to identify the early signals of possible environmental change and detect the environmental changes that has already underway. Scanning is ill-structured and ambiguous environmental analysis activity. The potential relevant data for scanning are unlimited, but they are scattered, vague, and imprecise. The fundamental challenge for the analysis in scanning is therefore to make sense out of vague, ambiguous, and unconnected data. Second point is the monitoring. Monitoring involves tracking of environmental trends, sequences of events, or streams of activities. It frequently involves following signals or indicators unearthed during the environmental scanning. The purpose of monitoring is to assemble sufficient data to determine whether certain trends and patterns are emerging. Thus, as a monitoring progresses, the data turn frequently from imprecise to precise, which includes three major outcomes. First point is a specific description of environmental trend and patterns to be forecast. Second point is identification of trend for further monitoring, which we are deriving from the monitoring. Third point is identification of areas for further scanning and the monitoring. Next point is the forecasting. Scanning and monitoring only provides a picture of what has been already taken place or what is happening at now. Strategic decision making, however, requires a future orientation. Naturally, forecasting is an essential element for environmental analysis. Forecasting is concerned with the developing plausible projections of the direction, scope, and intensity of environmental change. It tries to lay out the evolutionary path of anticipated change. For example, how long will take the new technology to reach the marketplace? Are current lifestyle trend change likely to continue or they are likely to change? These kind of questions provide the grist of the forecasting efforts. Unlike the scanning and monitoring, forecasting is well focused and is much more deductive and complex activity. This is so because the focus, scope, and goals of forecasting are more specific than the earlier two stages of the environment. Next point is the assessment. Scanning, monitoring, and forecasting are not the ends themselves unless their outputs are assessed to determine the implications for the organization's current and potential strategies. Scanning, monitoring, and forecasting simply provide nice to know information. Assessment involves identifying and evaluating how and why current and projected environmental changes affects or will affect the strategic management of the organization. In assessment, the frame of reference moves from understanding the environment to the focus of scanning, monitoring, and forecasting to identify the understanding of shift for the organization's operations. Assessment therefore tries to answer the questions such as what are the key issues presented by the environment and what are the implications of such issue for the organization itself. Next point is limitations of environmental analysis, which include first point, environmental analysis does not foretell the future, nor does it eliminate uncertainty for any organization. It just simply provides the informations. Second point is environmental analysis on and of itself is not sufficient guarantor of organizational effectiveness. So it is not sure that even if you perform environmental analysis, there is no guarantee warranted that your organizations is going to achieve the effectiveness. Third point is potential of environmental analysis is often not realized because how it is practiced. Though the fundamental concepts of environmental analysis are common, but how it is making applications, it depends on the individual person, it depends on the management, so the result may differ from organization to organization. Too much reliance is often placed on the information collected through the environmental scannings, because all these informations which are collected, sometimes they mislead. Next point is objectives of environmental analysis. Environmental analysis has basically three goals or objectives. First is analysis should provide an understanding of current and potential changes taking place in the environment, because business is concerned about the future changes that are going to come, or the changes which has already entered into the structure of the business itself. Secondly, environmental analysis should provide inputs for the strategic decision making. So ultimately, environmental analysis is concerned with the making of decisions on the basis of information which is provided by the environmental analysis. And thirdly, environmental analysis should facilitate and foster the strategic thinking in organization, typically a rich solutions of ideas and understanding in the context within the firm which operates, that is, you can say, the internal environment. Next point is uses or importance of environmental analysis. First point is environmental monitoring helps suitable modification of the strategies as and when required. So environmental analysis will provide you opportunities or threats, information regarding opportunities and threats in advance, so organization can make modification in the required strategies. Second point is environmental analysis is prerequisites of formulation of right strategies, that is corporate business and the functional strategies. Next point is a very important benefit of our environmental analysis contributes to identification of the risk as well as the opportunities. So once you are doing environmental analysis, you will come to know what are the risks that are upcoming to your organization and what are the opportunities you will have. Next point is technological forecasting will indicate some of the future opportunities and the challenges. Next point is environmental analysis helps to understand and transformation of the industrial environment. Next point is the very idea of environmental analysis makes one vital organization linkages. Next point is corollary of the above is that organization to identify present and future threats and opportunities, so organization can work on it to foresee the impact of socio-economical changes at the national and international level on the firm's stability, analysis of competitor strategy and formulation of effective countermeasures that are required in order to survive or sustain in the business itself. Environmental analysis keeps the manager informed, alert and often dynamic, because business environment never remains stable. There is continuous changes in the business environment. So environmental analysis helps the manager to be informed, alert and very often dynamic in nature.